It's the big question, right? Out of the hundreds of seduction techniques out there, which one's the best? Well, believe it or not, we have a winner. Hands down, the best seduction technique by a mile is none other than fractionation, and here's why. If you've been watching my guides for a while, then you know I always encourage men to learn fractionation. And if you've seen the legendary Shogun Method's online masterclass on fractionation, you know why. Fractionation has the power to attract women, rekindle stale relationships, fix broken ones, get exes back, you name it. If you only have the time and energy to learn just one seduction technique, trust me, you must learn fractionation. Anything else and you're selling yourself short. Hopefully, you have a good idea of what it's all about, but if you don't, then I hope you watch till the end of this guide. That way, you'll stop missing out on the best seduction technique of all. You'll start getting the success and happiness you want out of love and relationships. If you're ready to learn all about the best seduction technique of all time, type a quick yes in the comments below. We'll start the guide after you do. Done? Great, let's go. So why is fractionation the best seduction technique of all time? Here's why. All seduction techniques do the same thing. They make women say yes to your romantic and sexual advances. In that regard, some techniques are better than others, right? Some are more effective in making the ladies say yes to you than others. And that leads us to the obvious question. What exactly makes some seduction techniques better than others? Here's the answer. Different seduction techniques affect the female mind on different levels. To illustrate, let's take a weak seduction technique, like being a nice guy. Why doesn't it make a woman feel attracted to you? Simple, because it engages the conscious part of her mind. That is, it makes a woman think about whether to say yes or no to you. Now, what happens when a woman isn't 100% sure about you? She plays it safe and says no, that's what. And unfortunately, the vast majority of women you play nice guy to will not be 100% sure about you. Big insight, huh? That's why nice guys finish last. So, what's a guy to do instead? Do the opposite, of course. Instead of engaging the conscious part of a woman's mind, engage the unconscious part. In a sense, you prevent her from thinking about whether to say yes or no to you. Instead, you make her feel like she wants to say yes to you. You make it seem like it's the only logical choice for her to make in that situation. Makes sense, right? After all, the unconscious part of our brain is 10 times stronger than the conscious part. It's the reason why our emotions override our choices all too often. That's the secret. If you want to use seduction techniques, pick the ones that engage a woman's unconscious mind. And if you had to pick just one, I strongly suggest you make it fractionation. With it, you can make a woman say yes to your advances anytime, anywhere. It's that powerful. That said, that's not all. There's more to fractionation than just making women subconsciously say yes to you. It also has something even more powerful working for it, the emotional roller coaster. And I'll tell you all about that in just a sec. For now, here's a question. Did you get a new insight about women in this guide so far? If you have, then take 3 seconds to click the like button below. Show the guide a little love. Yes? Go ahead, give it a like now. Done? Great. So now, let me tell you about fractionation's emotional roller coaster. Ever noticed how certain TV shows, video games, and political sagas seem to be so addicting? I'll get straight to the answer. It's because of the emotional roller coasters they put you on. They have an addicting effect on people. Emotional roller coasters can make you forget everything else. You'll give your sustained, undivided attention. That's another reason why weak seduction techniques, like the nice guy act, don't work. There's no emotional roller coaster. It's a one-way express ticket to the friend zone. Meanwhile, you've noticed how women are all over players, jerks, and a-holes, right? It's all because guys do something that nice guys don't, and that's to put women on emotional roller coasters. With fractionation, you can have the same effect on women, without having to be a jerk to them. Fractionation puts women on up and down thrill rides. It pulls all the addiction triggers inside their brains. And you know how it is. There's nothing more powerful than addiction. It overrides everything else. Choice, decisions, goals, habits, and so on. Imagine that for a moment. What if you could get women addicted to you? How easy would it be to get dates, sex, and relationships? 100 times easier, that's what. And that's why fractionation is the best seduction technique out there. It doesn't just make women attracted to you, it makes them addicted to you. Now, of course, as Uncle Ben told us all, with great power comes great responsibility. And that means you should never use fractionation to abuse or take advantage of women. If you can't promise that, then you can stop watching this video right now. No offense, but I'd rather you didn't try it at all. On the other hand, if you promise to only use fractionation to make women's lives, and yours, better, then great. You're exactly the type of guy I like to have in my community. So, if you're ready to learn how to use fractionation the right way, then take a moment to click subscribe below. I want you inside our brotherhood right now. Go ahead, click subscribe now, and we'll talk about exactly how to use fractionation. So, are you in? Excellent. Welcome aboard. So, here are a few simple ways you can start using fractionation today. First, you can just use words. You can tell riddles, stories that end in cliffhangers, and even gossip. You can even tease her by saying something like, "I love the way you smell. You remind me of my mom." You get the idea, right? The key is in the emotional roller coaster. Your words must put her on them, over and over. That's how she gets addicted to you. Here's another way. Ask her about her happiest moment in her life and let her relive it with you. And then, later in the same conversation, ask her about one of her darkest or saddest moments. Let her feel those emotions with you in front of her. Or you can do it the other way around, if it's more appropriate. You get the idea. The idea is to get her on an emotional roller coaster. As long as you're the only one she's with, she'll attach those feelings, and the addiction, to you. Now, you can and should fractionate her through your actions as well. You can poke or tickle her to give her a nasty surprise, then pull her in for a one-armed hug. Or you can pretend to forget the tickets to the show you were about to see together, and then you pull them out right before she freaks out. Simple emotional roller coaster, but that's the point. The more you fractionate her, the more addicted she gets to you. Of course, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Fractionation is a deep, complex seduction technique, and to get the most out of it, it's important to master it and make it second nature to you. And that's why I recommend you check out Shogun Method's online masterclass on fractionation. A short guide like this one will never do fractionation justice. The masterclass is the proper introduction to the best seduction technique of all. So, if you haven't taken it yet, do so today. After all, it may very well be the last seduction technique you'll ever need to learn. So, how do you join Shogun Method's online masterclass on fractionation? At the end of this guide, you'll see a link. Click on it, and you'll be sent straight to the sign-up page. Be sure to use your best email address. If you do, you should get your invite ticket after a moment. And from there, you're off to learn the most powerful technique in the game of love and seduction. It's the only one that can make women not just feel attracted, but totally addicted to you. And when you can do that, you'll find out, like many shoguns before you, how easy meeting, dating, and seducing women can be. So, go ahead, click the link, sign up, and join the online masterclass on fractionation now. Now, if you don't see the link, remember, I'll also put it up in the comments section below. Go on, find the link and click it.